Hi everybody, Peg here, and this is the fast version of our live show that we did on Thursday, February 18th, 2021. So Shell was working on the Pick-a-Stick challenge. I'd already done a Pick-a-Stick page for the month, and I had started by working on this particular page, which is another video that'll be coming out probably tomorrow. This was a Cindy Utter challenge. You know, we do journal challenges. What can I say? And then today, I wanted to talk about a number of different things that I've been working on for the 100-day challenge. There's a 100-day project, and I'd been doing all kinds of things, just being creative, because that's what my 100-day project is creativity, creating whatever I can with what I've already got. So one of the first things that I did was to talk about some of the things that I've done throughout the week for the 100-day project. First, I start by telling people about some of the artists that inspired me to do these quirky animals and faces and things. There's a number of different artists that do this, like Jody Ohl and Tamara Laporte, Carla Sondheim, just a whole list of people that do this type of thing. I like the cartooning. It is fast and easy. I don't have to do anything realistic. And it's fun. You know, you can make your own little sticker components that are going to be part of your journals. And all these little characters are just fun to create. So I'm showing how you can very easily create these characters, and I'm using a Stabilo All pencil, drawing, sketching in, making different faces, and just going around it with a water brush. And then what I do is I'll cut them out or color them and then put them into a baggie and save them for when I need to have a bunch of collage fodder to go with me to work on something. So I've started creating those little sandwich bags full of things, you know, body parts, butterflies, all of that kind of stuff. And yeah, they'll be available for me whenever I'm going to collage. Now, if you follow us on Art Joy of Sharing, last week I was repurposing some packaging from the dollar store. And I had put gesso on this chipboard insert that was just came with stickers or something. And so I put white and gold gesso on it, and then I splashed some watercolors around on top of that. And now I'm using my artist, what do they call these? They're Pentel water brush, not water brush, Pentel art brush? Yeah. Anyway, it's a brush pen from Pentel that's got Black India ink in it. And I'm just doing a real sketchy flower on top of those blobs of watercolor. Creating my own background paper kind of thing. And then we started talking about the pens from Posca that were brush pens, because Shell hadn't seen those before. And so I'm talking to the crowd about, the Posca brush pens, and they're really well made. I think you'll like them if you haven't had any before. But I'm just showing how now that I've decorated this piece of paper, this can become the inside of an accordion journal. You can make a couple of these and you can glue them together and wrap something around the outside, and it makes a really cute little journal just out of stuff that was going to get tossed into the trash. So the next thing that I got inspired to do this week was to create some of these stamps from stencils. We've been doing this for a long time, just with were they foam plates and that kind of thing. I got out these foam pieces that are made to do this with, and I'm showing, the pieces that I've already done while I'm sitting and watching TV at night. I just get my tools out, but this is the product that I am using, and these are the results of me sitting in the evening watching television or YouTube or whatever, and just scratching on these foam pieces. So let me show you how quickly and easily this is done. You get a stencil, you get a stylus. This is one that I just created on my own using a ballpoint pen, and you can do it with just a foam plate and a ballpoint pen if you want to. And so depending on what size stylus you're using is going to give you the line work. If it's the big round one, it's going to be smoother. If it's a little pointy one, it's going to be scratchier. And so I'm just going to take my brayer and put some paint on this and try it out. And yep, works just fine. So you can see you can create your own texture tools out of stencils. This is I decided to mix it up a little bit, change the color, because I already have blue down there. So this is the rose-shaped one, and I'm going to show you a close-up of that, and there you go. So that's another thing I was inspired to do this week in being creative for 100 days, right? So I have a journal page. I'd started playing around with it, and I was going to do some watercolor or something like that, and yeah, that didn't happen. But we got on to sprays. We were talking about sprays this morning. Shell and I both have issues with sprays. Anyway, I had been inspired watching Shell do her abstracts. She's been doing little 5x7 abstract panels, and I thought, well, I should do some abstract. I haven't done any of those in a while, so I've got this page. I'd put some gesso down, and I thought I was going to watercolor. That didn't happen, so I'm going to pull off the mask that I've got around the edge. I've got some collage papers. These are just things that I had. I think it's deli paper that I gel printed, and I'm going to glue some of those down, get some collage on top of my scribbles on the page. And it just started out with some paint pens and scribbles and, just getting it out, getting it started. And we're talking about tools, because I was saying that they have new cutting tools out from Tonic, but it only does one cut. And why do that when you can just tear your paper with a ruler? So anyway, a little hints and tidbits as we go through the process here. So I'm just getting a glue stick, gluing down that deli paper, because this is going to be collage, and it's going to be layered collage, and I'm going to use the pieces. Yeah, there I'm showing how to rip it with a decal edge like they've got on that cutter. I'm just going to use what I've got out here and the stamps that we created, and have a play day with the people in the audience. It was fun talking to my friends in the audience, and Shell was there. So if you want to see what Shell did, go over and check out Art Joyous Sharing, which is our sister channel. And be sure and like, share, subscribe, support us on both channels. This is my normal channel, and then the other one is where I do my live shows, because it helps people know who we are, where we are, how to find us. lets YouTube know that you like the content and that it's something that other people may enjoy. And it helps us grow our channel, which is always very helpful. Remember, we also have the Facebook group. Art Joy is Sharing is our live show channel, but we also have Art Joy is Sharing Facebook group, which is where all of these challenges get posted and, you know, where you find the hashtags and all that sort of thing. So if you're going to join the group, you know, if you're not already a member and you're not following us and you don't know about us, you know, do all of those things that are important. And one of the things about Facebook is you have to answer the questions when you go over there, because we want to make sure you're a real person, not some robot. And yeah, we'll let you in the group. We'd be happy to have you. We'd like to see what you're doing. So now I'm getting out some more stencils. I did spray some paint through a stencil onto that background. That was another layer. You know, we're layering. I'm getting, these are the paints that I had out on my desk from doing the little fairy page, and I thought, well, I'm just going to keep working with the paint colors that I've got out here. And I'm going to take the same stencil that I used to make the stamp, and I'm going to start layering in some of these colors on the background of this page. And I quickly find that I don't have enough blue. This is Americana cheap craft paint. It's in a journal. I don't have to use anything special. I'm just using up stuff that I've got out here on my desk. So I'm blending that in a little bit, and then I'm going to go for a little bit lighter blue and go back over the top of the darker blue. Blending, right? Bringing it all together. And this is a little smudgy sponge. I know they don't carry them at Stencil Girl Products anymore. I have seen them on Amazon, and I may have an affiliate link for you down below with it in Amazon, but you know, use my affiliate links if you're going to go shop anyway, because it gives the artist on YouTube just a few cents if you buy something, anything. Doesn't have to be what I'm talking about here. It just helps us so that we can continue to create free content for you. You know, maybe have a few cents to buy some art supplies with so that we can continue to create. And, you know, it's just a kindness. And it's not just my channel, it's whatever channels you're watching. So I've got another stencil, and I'm going to layer in some black now. I want to get something that's a little bit bolder, you know, and I'm anchoring my page. I'm going from side to side. It's what they call anchoring when you go across the page like this, and it's just one of the art tools that they use when they're doing abstracts and things. So you can read all about it. I'm sure there are a lot of art books out there that are going to talk to you about that, but you can see how it just anchored right across the page. Now, I've got a lot of layers on here. I'm going to have to dry for a bit. So I have these big fat pencils from Jerry's Artorama, and I'm just, you know, doodling, dragging them around the page, scraping some stuff off, putting some color down, and now I'm getting ready to use that stamp that we created. So I'm going to put some paint out on a gel plate. This is just one of the small gel plates, and I'm going to use that to do my pickup with, and I can see right away I'm going to have to dunk this a few times to get enough paint on there. And yeah, I like the effect. It's really crackly and scratchy and grungy, and oh boy, got lots of texture now. So I'm going to keep on working with this, add a few more layers on the page. This is fun. I'm just really getting into the grunginess now. And it's fun to talk with people as I'm doing this and just playing and putting the layers down. And you can start to see how textured this is looking with all the different layers. Now I'm going to come back with some of that paint and going to unify a little bit. So I got another sponge and I'm going around the edge. Just going to, blend in a little bit with that sponge. These are cosmetic sponges. You can get them at the dollar store. I mean, I know they sell them in the craft stores, but they're probably $3 versus $5. Anyway, I've got stuff on the drop sheet. This is just some dollar store finger paper. And I've got my stencil from Carla. She's in the audience. This is, but I'm just, cleaning off my plate, creating some more texture on the drop paper. And then I'm thinking about, well, I'm going to need a focal point. Should I die cut that? What am I going to do with that? So anyway, let's go try something else. So I've got this die from In Love Arts. If you look down below in the description box, there is a link to their store and there's a 20% discount code. So if you're interested in any of what they have to offer, go check them out. Now, I had tried cutting both the painted paper and a piece of black paper, and of course, it was still too wet, and they're sticking together, and I'm fussing and messing around, and yeah, making a hot mess. So I like that, but for some reason, I didn't seem to think it was enough texture. I need more texture on this page, right? So I grabbed some drywall tape and I'm putting that down. I just cut it into a couple of strips, irregular strips, and I'm gonna glue that down with some matte medium and along with this die cut and see how I like that. Um, this stuff is really wet now because I have layer and layer and layer and layer, and I'm thinking you really need some kind of focal point here. You really need to finish this out. And we're getting towards the end of the show. I look at a number of different things, but I'm just saying that it needs another color. There's something missing here. So I end up going and finding some other paint that I have out on my desk and decide, well, this is a nice color. Let's try this one. So I start going up the uh, die cut here, and it's reminding me of a vine or something twisting on a trellis, and I don't know, my mind's going off in other directions, and we've been working for a while, and I'm saying, yeah, I should probably just push this aside and let it sit because um, it's very wet, and I need to think about it. Sometimes you have to think about what you're doing. It's an abstract. Yeah, it's an abstract, but there are rules to abstracts that, make them good or bad or whatever. So, I'm going to set this aside. It's going to dry. And I will put some shots of what I ended up doing at the end here. And we'll close this out for today. So thanks for stopping by and stick around for the final shots. Bye.